Ninth cue. Gyakute Dori, Kokyu Nage. Grabbing the outside of the wrist. Coming in towards you, grabbing the outside of the wrist. Uke will be affected. Turn. A step, step, and roll. I step offline and up. Minuchi. Good extension. So the arm movement comes from the legs and hips, not from the arms. I simply step and turn my center line and raise Minuchi. So I'm not coming around with my arm. This will be a weak action and exposes you. I'm simply turning, raising Minuchi. I advance and turn. So power, the arm movement comes from the legs, the body movement. So grabbing on the outside. As I turn and do Minuchi, this hand comes to the outside of their wrist. Comes to the outside of their arm. Grabbing here, I step offline and turn, keep my extension. This comes to the outside of their wrist, arm. This is coming towards their face, a potential attempt, a potential strike. That step occurs by turning my hips. So you turn your hips first, and that peels off the back foot and makes a step. Rather than just trying to step, you can get caught here and they can interrupt your movement and your structure. So this is ungrounded movement. So don't think of it as a step. Think of it as a hip turn. And such a big hip turn that it forces the step. Turn the hip, that will peel off the back heel and bring the foot forward. Rather than trying to step forward. So much stronger dynamic, simply turn the hips. And that drives the arms. This is to the face. With the step and throw, same dynamic. I don't want to step and get caught here, get stuck. It's much more powerful to turn the hips, and that forces the step, makes the step. And then slide step forward for the throw. When I do that slide step forward, I want to make sure I keep my back heel flat. If it comes up like that, there's going to be a probability that you're leaning. Or if they hold on to you and they pull as they go down or away from you, it's easy to unanchor you because you're not established down. So when you slide step, that back heel stays anchored so that your balance is centered and not leaning forward. So when you do that final slide step, back foot is flat, posture is upright. Turn the hips to step, turn the hips to make the step, slide step. As you turn the hips, that creates Minuchi, that protects you, and potential strike. So it's offense and defense at the same time. Protective shape, potential strikes. I'm coming in here. Coming in here. Turn the hip, turn the hip. Slide step. Back heel stays flat. Turning the hip, gets this arm to the outside of their wrist. And this hand to their head, their face. Rotate the hips, create the step. Step cross and through your partner. Sink and cut. Unified body motion, keeping extension, alignment, keeping your structure. Coming in, grabbing on the outside. This is their omote or their front side. Turn the hips, extension, turn the hips, keep your extension, cut across and through them, slide step. Other side. Turn the hip, make the step. Turn the hip, make the step. Slow step. Grabbing on the outside. Grabbing on the outside, this is their omote, their front side. They're coming in like so. So they'll continue to hold, they blend with the movement until they're forced to make a step, another step and a roll. Turn the hip, this comes around to the outside of their arm, this is towards their head or face. Turn the hip, keep your extension. Turn the hip, cutting across them, across their chest. Slide step, sink. Heel stays flat, otherwise you're off balance. Extension, your verticality the whole time. Groundedness, feet flat, knees bent, weight low. Grounded, extended. Then you can imagine partner is coming in to grab you, so they're coming in from a distance. Kokyu Nage, throwing, is about timing, connecting, blending, and timing. So you're knitting your energies and your physicality at just the right moment. So as they come in, before they're completely strong with their grab and their structure and their balance, you're already moving before they're established. So as they come in, as that grab is coming in, and before it's locked down, that's when you're moving and blending. When you move more smoothly and continuously like that, be mindful of keeping the same structure, not losing your alignments or your extension. So watch out for collapsing when you start moving swifter or more continuously, collapsing and using your arm. Using your whole body movement, and that's being generated by your legs and hips. Not by the arms. So imagine that incoming force or incoming energy. You receive it and blend with it. As it comes in, offline, protect yourself, enter. As it comes in, offline, protect yourself, enter, enter, sink. As it comes in, come offline, extension, protection, turn my hips, enter in through and past them. Incoming energy, offline, blend, deflect. Helpful thought when you're wanting to keep extension, proper structure and alignment. Basically, that means keeping your elbows in front of your body. Not the side, not behind, not flared away, in front. Just as we hold the staff or the sword. Heel is flat. Elbows in front the whole time. Nice and vertical. Sink into your hips. Not toppling over. Sink. Sink. Imagine the timing. Blend. Redirect. Enter. Turn the hips. Turn the hips. Turn the hips. Slide step, slide step. Sink. Gyakute Dori, Shiho Nage, 9th Q. Gyakute and Gyakyu Hanmi. Grabbing the outside of the wrist, mirror image. This side forward for Nage, mirror image, same side forward for Uke. Grabbing here, this is their ura, this is their omote to the front. Keeping your extension the whole time. Footwork is you come offline to their ura, to their blind side, getting away from their free hand. Offline, turn your hips, come into an open T-stance. The weight is on the left leg, forward leg. What was the forward leg here? So this foot is touching down lightly. This is reminiscent of a cat stance in karate, a back stance. However, it is flat, but very, very lightly touching down. I come offline to the rear, turn my hips to blend with my partner, basically facing the same way as uke. Offline, I turn. I do that by turning my hips. That brings that leg and foot in. Call it an open T-stance because it's not closed. Here my base is too small for balance, so it's about half a step to a quarter step, not completely closed. I step out of the way or offline, turn my hips. Now I'm facing virtually the same direction as my partner. And to their ura side, their rear side, their blind side. Offline, turn. So grabbing from the outside, step offline, and in towards your partner. So you're getting towards their flank. Turn the hips. Offline and in, turn. Offline and in, turn. Weights on the back leg. Offline, turn. I do that as I remain in contact with my partner. Keeping my extension, extending over, connecting to the wrist. I hold just like I hold the bokken or the jo, the sword or the staff. Grabbing the last two fingers and thumb, middle finger and thumb. Reach over, grab the wrist, last two fingers and thumb. I connect that to my center as I raise the sword tip. So this raises into and through my partner. This connects back to my center. It creates a mini pin. It locks or partially locks their arm. Offline and turn. I simply turn my center line. My arms move with my center line. Connect, offline, turn. Connect to the wrist, connect my center, raise my sword tip. Offline, turn the hips, keep everything in front of my center line. Not here. Everything turns with my center line. Offline, turn the hips. Open T-stance. I enter and blend with my partner. Grabbing the outside, extend over, Hook little finger, bottom side of the wrist, connect to my center. Raise my sword tip through my partner. I keep this connection and this alignment as I do my footwork. Offline, turn. Weights, back leg, virtually no weight on that front foot. Offline, turn the hips, maintain connection and alignment. From here, for omote, going to my partner's front, I release the grip by extending my hand blade. From my hip turn, I release, connect with the other hand, two hands on their hand. I step forward with the back leg, extend, ski. Ski is thrust. I tenkai, or do a pivot, turning until I'm 90 degrees to my partner, to their flank. So now I'm holding the hand to the rear of their shoulder, and their elbows pointing up towards the ceiling. And I'm far enough away from their other arm, their free arm, by being 90 degrees to their flank. Connect, offline turn, continue to turn, releasing the hand from the grip, establishing a strong control, using my alignment, it's in front of my center line. Full step through, ski or thrust, keeping this away from their center, not in towards the front of their body, but away from them. I do a pivot, just like we do funakoki endo, or Nunichi. Pivot, keeping this in front of my head, not behind. Front. Pivot, turn. So you're 90 degrees, keeping your extension. Keep your extension. Here you have their hand on top and to the rear of the shoulder, elbow pointing up towards the ceiling, maintaining full extension. Other side. Offline turn. This is light here. Another turn of the hip to extend the hand blade through their grip to release the grip. Full step with the back leg. Not towards your partner, away from your partner. Raise the sword, pivot, turn until you're 90 degrees to their flank, maintaining extension the whole time, as if you're holding a sword. The full technique. So your partner at this point, in this position here, elbow towards the ceiling, hand on the back of their shoulder. If the elbow is not up, it's down here somewhere, it's very easy for them to release it or counter it. So elbow towards the ceiling, and that gets kuzushi, balance taking, and compromises their structure. From here, you slide step behind them, and gently kneel down. Again, you're waiting for your partner to go down first, this level, 9th cue, not throwing our partner yet, letting uke, your partner, find their way down gently, safely. And you follow them down on the back knee. The inside hand, the hand closest towards their head, stays on. The other hand comes on top of the elbow to isolate the elbow, so the elbow does not move. And using your hips, just like Funakoki Endo, you come back with your hips, having the lower arm, forearm, and the hand coming back as the elbow stays in place. Keeping the back of their wrist close to the ground. Slide step, waiting for your partner, then coming down. Inside hand stays on the hand and wrist. Outside hand comes on top to stabilize and isolate the elbow. Coming back with your hips. You don't want to step, that exposes your center line to your partner. It's a slide step, so you're keeping your center line away from your partner. Slide step, down on the back knee. Inside hand stays on, outside hand, this is outside, they're over there. So this is outside away from them. Outside hand isolates the elbow, come back with your structure. Not leaning back, coming back with your hips. other side. Step, turn. Turn a bit more to release the grip. Step, extend. Raise the sword, turn. Slide step, cut the sword down. Ura starts exactly the same way. Turn and step to the ura. Now instead of stepping in front to the omote, I continue turning to the ura side. So the leg that I'm standing on does a small rotation. So the footwork is offline, turn the hips into an open T stance. Then you make a small step and turn. And then step back, and then rotate to the 90 degrees. So footwork, ura, grabbing on the outside, offline turn. The leg you're standing on does a small step and turn. Step back, rotate or tenkai, a little turn, so you're 90 degrees to the flank, and that's where you do the cut. So again, the footwork. Inside hand maintains the wrist and hand. Outside hand releases, stabilize, isolate the elbow. So it's just the wrist and lower arm, forearm, and coming back with your hips. Watching and listening carefully for their tap. Everything moves with your center line. Small step and turn, step back, rotate, small turn, so you're 90 degrees to them. Slide step, slide step. Remember, allowing your partner to go down gently, and you follow them. back foot, step, step back. Footwork, offline turn, small turn and step. Offline turn, enter again, turn, come around to face 90 degrees, slide step, same. Connect, extend, everything moves together, your center line, offline turn. Turn a bit more, extend your hand blade through the grip to release the grip. Small step and turn, step behind, rotate, small turn and face them 90 degrees. Allow your partner to do their own ukemi on their own time. Follow them down with good posture and good footwork. Inside hand maintains connection to the wrist hand. Other hand, top the elbow. Keep everything in front of your center line through all the movement.